we're doing a cereals tier list. Oh boy, here we go. Finally. There's some 20 something different cereals on here. Big name brands. None of the brands that have they're not like Sour Patch Kid cereal or Dunkin' Donuts cereal. Like none of those. Even though I did include a couple outside brand names in this one. We got Brian, we got Eli here to help. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question before we start. Are we grading these cereals alone, or are we grading them with milk? Because I don't eat cereal with milk.
We can do it either way. We can compare.
Well, I don't care. Because like for like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, milk adds to the experience. Should we factor that in or not? You know?
I think we should grade it. I think you should. I don't know. I eat some of these with cereal.
All right, we'll have it. We'll have it as a factor. But
a couple of them I eat with cereal. I'm an idiot. I eat with a spoon.
A couple of them I eat with cereal.
A couple of them I eat with milk. Most I do not. So maybe no.
Okay.
But the first one I do eat with milk, and that is Cocoa Puffs. So
this is okay.
I think
it goes in B or C.
I'd say B.
I'd say B tier.
I'd say it's definitely better with milk. It's pretty dry without milk.
Yeah.
And it is really good
with
milk.
I agree with that.
Lucky Charms.
It's overrated. It's overrated.
The marshmallows.
The marshmallows are silly, and the cereal itself is puny, and it is carried by the marshmallows that are also overrated.
There's a reason they made one that's just marshmallows, because people fucking love it. I'd say A tier.
I'd say also A tier. The marshmallows are awesome.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything without the marshmallows, which is why it's only A.
Carried by the marshmallows. Marshmallows aren't even that good. Okay, Honey Nut Cheerios. I like these a lot, but I don't think they're going to get too high. Like C tier, probably.
This is a Honey Nut variant, which is better than the regular Cheerios.
Oh, the Honey Nut ones are... those are good.
I love Honey Nut
Cheerios.
They're very good.
It's the only other one.
Standard Cheerios are awful.
It's the only other one on this list that I eat with milk. It's the only non-chocolate cereal that I eat with milk. I'm going to put it in the B tier for that reason. Okay, this is S. No question about it. No question about it. I did cheat a little bit that with the brand one because Oreos have been around for a long time, and they're not just.
That is not a name that rolls off the tongue.
They're not just
Oreos.
Come on, they were better when they first got released, and they got discontinued, and now they're coming back. Because
they're decent.
They used to be like Lucky Charms, where the cookie part would be like the actual cereal, and then the cream would be the marshmallow part. So you could have just cream or just cookie, but now they mix it. But it's good. It's a little rough tasting, like it can poke at your mouth, kind of like a Tostitos chip, but not as bad as a Tostitos chip. But definitely is an S tier flavor. And then another classic one, Frosted Flakes, up next. I've had these a couple of times, but not a whole lot.
This is the one that I have. This is at every hotel breakfast, and I always get it because they're very good. They're nothing spectacular because they're just cornflakes, but like they are very good. So I'd say B, maybe even A.
I've tried them a couple times again because they're at literally every hotel breakfast area. You can get them the cereal in particular you can get any time during the day. You don't have to only get it at breakfast. But I think the frosting is just. Hold on. Oh my god.
Andrew.
Oh my.
Andrew is really objecting to the placement of Frosted Flakes.
But the frosting's not very prominent. It's not that good. But I'll put them in B tier because I can't really say my own opinion on those. Next ones up are Frosted Mini Wheats. I haven't really had these either.
Frosted mini wheats, they're without milk, they are horribly dry and kind of insufferable. And even with milk, you have to have them fast because if it's more than like 2 minutes, then they just become a soggy mush.
No, for that reason, we could probably put them in the D tier because they're not very good.
I'd say C because the frosting is actually kind of decent, but other than that,
they had good commercials. Not anymore, but they had good commercials. Alright, we'll bump them up to C tier. Going generous. Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Racing Bran.
Shut up. Raisin Bran is up next.
I don't have a clue. I'm less knowledgeable on cereals than I thought. I feel like this one's pretty bad. But I don't know.
If Eli, if you don't have an opinion on it, I'm gonna put an F because we don't know it at all.
I actually say that Raisin Bran's alright. I'd say it's C tier. If you don't like it, then you're not gonna like. Like if you don't like raisins, then you're not gonna like it. But if it's something that if you're into raisins, odds are you're gonna like it.
I'll put it in the D tier. I haven't heard good things about it.
All right.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Is up next. I can't believe. If any of you have ever heard that, silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Yo,
from what I remember, they were somewhat decent.
I think they were pretty mediocre. I think they were just like circular Fruit Loops, if I remember, or spherical Fruit Loops, if I remember right.
They definitely tasted different than Fruit Loops.
I see them as more of a fruity Cocoa Puffs or some kind of thing.
Okay.
So I guess we'll stick them in the B tier. It's not.
This is gonna be crowded.
Okay. Kellogg's Corn Pops up next. These don't sound very appetizing at all.
Never heard of it.
Or it's just more known as like Pops. I was looking up pictures of cereals to put on the tier list, and this one popped up in nearly every picture. So I was like, all right, well, it's well known, might as well add it. But if we don't know anything about it, then I'm gonna stick in the F tier.
Tyler, take this into account when you make your rating. Kellogg's makes Pringles.
Well, Pringles are not cereal, are they?
They can be. Anything can be a cereal.
If we're getting a sponsorship, we're getting sponsored by Pringles, and then Kellogg
who just shoved their mic down their throat.
We'll have to go along with it. Well, if we don't know anything about it, I'm just going to stick it in the F tier. That's the unknown tier. There's no racist cereals on here, so we don't have to, or sexist.
Racist cereal.
Usually we put...
Generally, F tier is for, like, when we did logos, we put, like, the Blackhawks and Redskins and stuff down there.
Ryan, it sounds like you're talking... It sounds like you've shoved your mic down your throat. You need to back away from it.
I am literally in the same position I always am.
Oh, then the audio quality just took a huge hit.
Alright, moving on. Crave, another
S tier.
Crunch S tier. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.
What? What did he say?
I didn't even catch what he said either.
Okay, move on. I need to. Okay, moving on. Let me know what he says. Fruit Loops, A tier at least. Probably S tier.
I want to put them at the S tier. I want to put Apple Jacks at the A tier because I've had Apple Jacks a couple times. They weren't that bad. But
never had Apple Jacks, but I don't know if they look like a B tier for me. But again, it's just looking at the box. So.
If you have them with milk, they are really good.
I've had Apple Jacks a couple times. I was pleasantly surprised. The apple and cinnamon flavors work really well together. So I'm gonna put them in A. Okay.
All right.
Here's an E tier right there. Special K strawberry. Yeah. If you're a 44-year-old Karen, then no.
It's the only reason it's good is because of the strawberries. Other than that, it's just meh. And then there's never enough strawberries in it to begin with.
Okay.
Moving back to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
The only two remaining on this list that I'm actually qualified to talk about: Cinnamon Toast Crunch, A tier, Reese's Puffs, S tier. No.
Yes, I agree. Reese's Puffs. Oh my god, I love Reese's Puffs, and they had some good commercials.
Reese's Puffs.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch arguably had one of the best commercial taglines, campaigns of any cereal.
Beast's Buffs. Beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Moving on to Kix. I have never had Kix, but I also saw them in a lot of pictures. Eli, got any opinions before I stick them in the F?
What are they?
Kix. Kix?
Actually, they were. I actually used to have them a lot. They were. I'd say they're like a C tier cereal. Like they're really only good with milk, but they're pretty decent. Like if you have nothing else and you just want something, then they're pretty good.
Okay. Moving on now to Honeycomb, another one that I saw in a lot of pictures. But yet another one I did not have before.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch S tier. That's what I said. Now leave me alone.
Yeah, it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We put it in A. Do we move it for him, or do we just?
It's definitely worthy.
I'd say it's S.
I think it's definitely worthy.
The S tier is so crowded.
Like, shut up.
This is supposed to be an S curve, not an S tier.
It's not an
Okay, just because it's a tier list doesn't mean that there needs to be a specific way that everything's laid out.
We'll stick Honeycomb in the F because I don't think any of us have had that one.
No,
moving
never.
on to Golden Grahams. These are a lot like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, except they're more of a graham cracker flavor.
I've heard pretty good things about these. I haven't had them, but my siblings love them. So I would probably. I don't want to go A since I've never had them myself, but they're definitely an A or B.
I'll put them in B because I've never had them either.
Biggest
That's
fucking
a fair
bias
point.
ever.
Cookie Crisp. This is definitely an A tier. There's not a lot of chocolatey flavor in them, but they are very good. They're also pretty. They don't have a lot inside, but they do taste good. Just not as much chocolatey flavor. But I think it's definitely an A tier one for me. Then Rice Krispies up next. You use this exact stuff to make the Rice Krispie treats. We're not comparing the Rice Krispie treats. They did make a Rice Krispie treats cereal, but again, that's not here. It's just another knockoff brand cereal, stupid thing. So what's everybody's opinion on this one?
It's okay.
I have had it, but it's been a while. I had the
let's move on.
Rice Cocoa
Krispies. Let's just.
All right, F. We'll put this one in F because we don't have really an opinion on it. Fruity Pebbles. I've never had. I've had Cocoa Pebbles. I've never had Fruity Pebbles.
I'd say
Pebbles is great.
Another opinion from Jeffofthemellows.
I'd say A tier because if you just have like a tiny spoonful, there's zero flavor. You have to get like a lot on the spoon.
All right, put it in the A tier. Captain Crunch, I'm gonna put it in the D tier. I've had it before. It sucks.
It is pretty dry without milk.
It is very, very dry without milk, and it leaves a very burning peanut butter or whatever flavor taste it is in your mouth.
I wouldn't say
decades.
I wouldn't say burning, but it does leave an aftertaste.
It leaves it for decades, and it's so dumb. But another very popular one, but one I've never had: Honey Bunches of Oats.
Just put it in the F tier.
Honey Bunches of Oats. That one's pretty decent. Actually, I'd say it's a B tier.
All right. Put in the B.
We got Wheaties and what? I can't read that.
Just checks.
Okay.
Wheaties is iconic. Remember when it was fun? Remember when it was big to get on a Wheaties box? Now you can barely even find Wheaties.
Your mic cut out on my end, so all I heard was, remember when it was cool to get a wheat?
I've
I
never
do,
actually
in
had.
fact, remember one was a week.
I don't.
Um,
Actually, it wasn't that long ago. But I've never had Wheaties though.
You watch a full year of NBA basketball.
neither have I. We don't want to put it in F tier. That would be disrespectful to every athlete ever.
See?
So should we put in B?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then finally, Chex. I just got the rice variant. There's tons of different Chex variants out there, but I just wanted to get the most base one to include it. So, where should this one go? I've never had it. I've had other Chex variants, but never rice
See,
Chex.
what Chex? What kind? Rice Chex? That one's actually. It doesn't really have much flavor, but for some reason, there's just something about it that makes me like it. I'd say probably B.
All right, put it in B. There we go.
We all know the best kind of Chex is the chocolate Chex.
I know, but I already had a ton of chocolatey. I didn't want to go like too heavy on chocolatey, too heavy
Well, yeah,
on fruity.
understandable.
I didn't want to go like too heavy in those categories to show bias.
What am I looking at here? What is this?
Are you looking at my March Madness stream or the cereals?
This March thing. It keeps flashing in and out.
Oh, this
You
is
guys recording?
basketball.
You guys recording?
Yeah, we're recording.